prime services acquisition, and now they've acquired your company.
Everyone should be unbelievably excited. You know, after
If you lie to investors, if you lie to your creditors, if you lie to banks.
Hey there, future millionaires. Welcome back to the channel. It's so good to see you again. I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day, no matter where you are in this incredible world of ours. Today, we're diving deep into XRP, and I've got some absolutely mind-blowing news that I just had to share with you immediately. So check this out. I just came across something from Bank XRP's research journal, issue 16, and honestly, this is huge. They're highlighting Ripple as a key player in something called a multi-rail cross-border payments framework. Now, I know that sounds super technical, but stick with me because this is where it gets really exciting. They're integrating Ripple right alongside some of the biggest names in finance, Swift, Wise, and DT networks, all through API connections. This isn't just some small partnership, folks. This is massive institutional players recognizing that blockchain settlement systems are the future. But here's the kicker, and this is why I'm so excited about this. When they mention Ripple sitting alongside Swift, that tells me we're looking at a future with two very different paths. Picture this. On one side, you've got Swift, the old guard. It's slow, it's expensive, and frankly, it's outdated. On the other side, you've got Ripple's solution, lightning fast and incredibly cheap. This is exactly how I believe Ripple is going to gradually take over Swift's entire business model. They're not trying to destroy Swift overnight. They're positioning themselves as the superior alternative. And once institutions start experiencing that speed and cost difference, game over for the old system. All right, now this next piece is absolutely wild, and it comes from BD. So get this. Their prediction model is showing XRP hitting $1,000 by 2070. And they're saying it's practically guaranteed. Now, I know what you're thinking. 2070? That's like forever from now. And honestly, I'm not sure I can keep you all pumped up and positive for the next 45 years. We'd probably all need some serious patience training for that timeline. But here's the thing that got me really excited about this post. I genuinely believe this is going to happen way, way sooner than 2070. Like, we're talking decades ahead of schedule. When I saw this prediction, I just had to bring it to you because it shows the incredible long-term potential that even the most conservative models are predicting for XRP. Think about it. If even the most cautious predictions are saying $1,000 is guaranteed by 2070, imagine what could happen if adoption accelerates the way I think it will. We could be looking at these numbers in the 2030s or 2040s instead. Okay, this next part is absolutely incredible, and it's all about how Ripple is completely revolutionizing the way big companies handle their money. So picture this. Ripple has just supercharged something called G-Treasury operations. Now, what does that actually mean for you and me? Well, they're basically giving CFOs and treasury teams around the world these amazing blockchain-powered tools that make everything faster, cheaper, and way more efficient. We're talking about Fortune 500 companies being able to move money across borders in seconds instead of days, and saving massive amounts on fees in the process. This isn't just some small upgrade. This is a complete game changer for how global finance operates. And the best part? We've actually got some audio from G-Treasury themselves talking about this partnership. You're going to want to hear this, because they explain exactly how this technology is transforming their operations. Let's take a listen.
What's happening. So then you see Ripple coming in, and they make a prime services acquisition, and now they've acquired your company to have not only, I think, the software, but the access and the brain share. This is looking very much more and more like a very diversified financial services company. How has it been so far? And what's the food like? And
Food is exceptional, by the way. Yes. So it's been a whirlwind. I've signed the deal actually flying over Australia and talked to our customers there.
Right.
It's an explosion of excitement. Mostly right now we're in the 8th stage of education, right? A lot of treasurers try to understand not what crypto or stablecoins can do or what they are, but what does it enable them to do? And so this faster pace of money movement will allow for use cases that they've never thought about before.
Right.
Tell us a little bit more about that. I mean, what does this combination with Ripple actually mean for treasurers? Give us an example. You mentioned some companies that everyone knows about, American Airlines being one of them. What does that mean for the treasurer there?
So first off, it means, one, that they can move money faster. I think one of the things that Ripple enables us to do is think about the piece of execution and bringing innovation. So all of a sudden, we orchestrate 13 trillion of payments on behalf of our clients. Now we will have an option to make a different type of payment. Whether our clients take it or not will depend, but also we manage 250 billion in the accounts that we monitor for our clients. And think about a time where they can now move money instantly and get yield. What we notice about those accounts is on nights and weekends, there's virtually no activity. So imagine a world now where Ripple brings a product that can make that money work. So when we talk about this deal, there's a lot to talk about, but one of the really interesting things is around making the money more active. And I think that benefits not just Ripple and G-Treasury and our clients, but the entire ecosystem. All of a sudden, all the banks, everyone gets to participate in that activation of liquidity. And I think that's going to
Now, this is where it gets really juicy. So he just said it's totally up to their customers whether they want to use this technology or not. But then, and this is the brilliant part, he starts talking about yield and earning potential. Think about this for a second, guys. These massive companies have millions, sometimes billions of dollars just sitting in their accounts doing absolutely nothing over weekends and holidays. It's literally dead money collecting dust. But now they can actually put that money to work and start earning returns on it. I mean, come on. What CEO in their right mind is going to say no to that? What CFO is going to leave money on the table when they could be generating profit instead? This is a no-brainer. Of course they're going to jump on this solution. When you can turn your idle cash into an income stream, that's not even a decision. That's just smart business. I'm telling you, once these companies see those first earnings reports with the additional yield, there's going to be a stampede to adopt this technology. This is exactly how mass adoption happens. One company sees the results, then everyone else wants in. Unquote. Ripple CTO explains why XRP Ledger doesn't need miners or smart contracts. Now, Schwartz makes a really important point here that I want you to understand because this is actually pretty fascinating stuff. He's explaining that XRP doesn't earn money from individual transactions. That's not how it works at all. Instead, XRP exists for something way more critical and technical. It's there to help all the nodes in the network come together and agree on one single, global order of transactions. Now, why is this such a big deal? Well, it's all about solving what's called the double spend problem. And trust me, this is crucial stuff. Think of it like this. Imagine if you could spend the same dollar bill in 2 different stores at the exact same time. That would completely break our entire financial system, right? Well, in the digital world, this is actually a real challenge that needs to be solved. XRP's job is to make sure that can never happen. It ensures that every transaction happens in perfect order, with everyone on the network agreeing on exactly what happened and when. It's like having the world's most reliable referee making sure the game is played fairly. This might sound technical, but it's actually the foundation of why XRP is so valuable. It's solving one of the most fundamental problems in digital finance. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. And honestly, this is why I'm so bullish on XRP. So here's the deal. With Bitcoin and Ethereum, you've got miners and stakers who get paid every single time they process transactions and add them to blocks. That's their business model, right? They're basically getting compensated for doing the work, which sounds fair. But guess who ends up paying for that? Yep, that's right. Us, the users, through higher fees. But XRP? XRP works completely differently, and this is brilliant. The validators on the XRP ledger aren't providing services to us account holders. They're actually providing services to the network nodes themselves. What Schwartz is essentially explaining here is the secret sauce behind why XRP is so much cheaper than Bitcoin and Ethereum. There's no expensive mining process eating up massive amounts of energy and driving up costs. There's no need for complex smart contracts that slow everything down. It's like comparing a sleek, efficient sports car to a giant, gas-guzzling truck. Both can get you where you need to go, but one does it faster, cheaper, and with way less hassle. This is exactly why XRP is positioned to dominate the payments space. It's just fundamentally more efficient by design. You know what absolutely blows my mind? People are still out there arguing with David Schwartz about what the XRP ledger is and what XRP actually does. I mean, come on, guys. It's 2025. How are we still having these debates? By now, you'd think everyone would understand and appreciate the incredible work this man has done. Here's the thing that really gets me. We literally wouldn't even have XRP if it wasn't for David Schwartz. This guy is one of the original architects behind the technology that's revolutionizing global payments, and people are still questioning him? That's like arguing with the inventor of the internet about how websites work. Honestly, instead of all this pointless arguing, everyone should be absolutely thrilled and grateful for what David has created. The man is a genius, and his work is changing the entire financial landscape as we speak. You know what? I've got some audio here that perfectly demonstrates exactly what I'm talking about. You need to hear this because it's going to clear up any confusion once and for all. Let's take a listen.
Everyone should be unbelievably excited. You know, after XRPL and XRP are over 13 years old, the crypto space is maybe 15 years old. It's all happening now. This space, for the first time, is going mainstream in 2025. Part of going mainstream means that there are people coming on board, incredible institutions here at Swell who are building services, integrating, but they're mainstream by definition because they're doing other things also. And that means for them, a month is super fast, a quarter is fast. And so I think in the crypto space, the timeframes that people are familiar with are just getting pushed out. And there's a little bit of relearning how to interpret the news flow as a byproduct. But I will unequivocally say we've been around for 7, 8 years now. I have never seen it feel as inevitable as it does right now in this year that crypto is arriving to update the financial system and will be a mainstream asset class.
Yeah. Steve.
See? This is exactly what I've been telling you guys. The new financial system isn't some distant dream. It's happening right now, and it's happening fast. David sees exactly what I see, and honestly, it gives me chills when someone of his caliber confirms what we've been talking about on this channel. Look, I've been making videos for you since 2022, and let me tell you, that was absolutely the worst time to be talking about crypto. People thought we were crazy, but I kept going because I could see what was coming, and now I'm more convinced than ever. In all these years, through all the ups and downs, I have never, and I mean never, seen anything like what we're witnessing right now. Every single day, it's institution after institution making huge announcements about crypto adoption. It's like watching dominoes fall, one after another. Here's what's wild. People keep saying, institutional adoption is coming. No. It's not coming anymore. It's already here. We're living through it right now. And guys, this is just the beginning. We haven't even seen the tsunami yet. Just wait until we get clear regulations in place. When that happens, we're going to see such a massive flood of institutional money pouring into this space that it's going to make everything we've seen so far look like a warm-up act. And here's the thing. This isn't some pie-in-the-sky idea that's years away. This is happening right now as we speak. So check this out. There's buzz that Ripple might be creating a yield product using Flare and the Palisade wallet. Now, if you're not familiar with this connection, Flare is already a customer of Palisade, which makes this whole thing even more interesting. What would this mean? Well, it would give massive institutions direct exposure to Flare assets, and that's huge for the entire ecosystem. But here's where it gets really strategic, and this is why I love watching Brad Garlinghouse work. I'm willing to bet that when Ripple acquired Palisade, they already had Flare in their crosshairs. This wasn't just a random acquisition. This was chess, not checkers. Think about it. Brad made this strategic move knowing it would benefit Flare as well. It's like killing two birds with one stone. By bringing institutions onto the Flare network through this yield product, they're creating this incredible win-win situation, where institutions can earn returns while Flare gets massive adoption. This is exactly the kind of forward-thinking strategy that shows you why Ripple is always 3 steps ahead of everyone else in this space. Uh-oh, this doesn't look good at all. This news comes from Mr. Man, and honestly it explains a lot. So I've been wondering why the Chainlink crowd has been unusually quiet lately, like suspiciously quiet. Well, now I know why. Here's what happened. On November 4th at 5:45 a.m. UTC, something called the Moonwell protocol got exploited because of a Chainlink Oracle malfunction. Basically, the Oracle was reporting incorrect secondary market prices and boom, $1 million lost just like that. And there it is, folks. That's exactly why we haven't been hearing any Chainlink FUD thrown at XRP recently. They've been dealing with their own major problems. You know what this really highlights for me? Some technologies just work, and they work perfectly every single time. They're battle-tested, proven, and every major institution out there knows they can rely on them. That's exactly what the XRP ledger is: rock solid, dependable, and secure. Now, to be fair, Chainlink does something completely different from what XRP does, so there's not really direct competition there. But here's where it gets interesting. Ripple is also developing their own Oracle solutions now, and that's going to be absolutely massive. Once Ripple's oracles are fully deployed, they won't need Chainlink anymore. They'll have their own end-to-end solution that's just as reliable as everything else they build. Talk about controlling your own destiny.
You know what really frustrates me? People treating the crypto market like it's some kind of magical get-rich-quick casino. They hear one story about some developer who got lucky with a meme coin, probably rug-pulled everyone else in the process, and suddenly they think, hey, I can do that too. Or they think a bull market means prices only go up, up, up forever. Let me tell you something. Crypto is actually one of the most difficult places to build real wealth. I'm so glad someone finally posted about this because we need to have this conversation. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, people. You've got to have nerves of steel to succeed in crypto. You need to be able to wake up, see your portfolio down 20%, and just shrug it off like it's no big deal. Here's what separates the winners from the losers. You look at your portfolio and think, okay, down today. Then you check XRP's price and go, yep, red day. And then you just move on with your life. No drama, no panic selling, no emotional breakdowns. If anything, you see it as a buying opportunity. But most people, they absolutely cannot handle this psychological pressure. They just don't have the stomach for it. I learned this lesson the hard way, and it served me incredibly well. When XRP was getting absolutely destroyed during the Ripple versus SEC case back in 2020, what did I do? I bought more. I didn't care what Gary Gensler was saying. I didn't care about the FUD. I just kept accumulating. And look how that turned out for me. Even now, on the worst red days when everything looks like a disaster and people are acting like the world is ending, you know what always happens next? We get a green day and suddenly, everyone's celebrating again. But here's the truth. If you came into crypto thinking it was going to make you rich overnight, you're going to learn patience real quick, or you're going to panic sell way too early and miss out on life-changing gains. Trump regulator making sure the debanking era is officially over. Now this is what I'm talking about. Banks that have been debanking people for being involved in crypto are going to start facing serious fines. And honestly, it's about time. This means no more of this ridiculous debanking nonsense going forward. Banks are finally going to have to wake up and smell the coffee. Crypto isn't some fad that's going to disappear. It's here to stay, whether they like it or not. Here's what I think is going to happen, and this is where it gets really interesting. Smart banks are going to realize they might as well jump on this train and try to capitalize on the crypto boom. Why fight it when you can profit from it, right? Think about it from a business perspective. If you're running a bank and you see all your competitors pushing crypto customers away, what's the smart move? You embrace those customers with open arms. Suddenly, you've got this massive competitive advantage while everyone else is stuck in the Stone Age. I'm telling you, once one major bank does this and starts bragging about their crypto-friendly profits and all the new customers they're gaining, it's going to trigger this incredible domino effect. Other banks are going to see that competitive edge and think, wait a minute, we're missing out on huge revenue streams here. And boom, suddenly everyone's going to want a piece of the crypto pie. This is exactly how entire industries transform overnight. One smart player makes the move, shows everyone else what they're missing, and then it's a race to catch up. Appeals court judges question Sam Bankman-Fried's claims over FTX solvency. Okay, so get this. It looks like Sam Bankman-Fried is now trying to get an entirely new trial. And if that wasn't bold enough, word is he's also pushing for a presidential pardon. I mean, talk about swinging for the fences, right? This guy just won't quit. After everything that went down with FTX, he's still trying every angle he can think of to get out of this mess. It's honestly pretty wild to watch. Like, what's his strategy here? Hey, maybe if I ask for everything at once, something will stick? This whole situation just keeps getting more and more interesting. I'm curious to see how this plays out, because let's be real, these are some pretty big requests he's making here.
But here's the million-dollar question. Will Trump actually give him a pardon? Honestly, I really don't think that's going to happen with Sam Bankman-Fried,
and the whole FTX disaster. I mean, let's be real here. When FTX collapsed, it was absolutely devastating for so many people. We're talking about billions of dollars just vanishing into thin air, regular folks losing their life savings. That's not exactly the kind of thing you just brush under the rug with a presidential pardon. And here's what makes it even more complicated. Sam was getting cozy with all these politicians in Washington right before everything came crashing down. Plus, we know about the alleged money laundering schemes that were happening behind the scenes. That's some seriously heavy stuff. So now Sam's legal team is going full steam ahead with their appeal strategy. And you know what? I've got some really interesting insight to share with you. A former SEC senior trial attorney just broke down what the actual odds are for Sam's appeal succeeding. This is fascinating stuff, and you're going to want to hear this expert analysis. Let's take a listen to what they have to say.
If you lie to investors, if you lie to your creditors, if you lie to banks, if you lie to customers, that's considered criminal, especially when billions of dollars are at stake. So I don't see him as being important enough in the crypto ecosystem to merit a pardon. But again, predicting what will happen politically these days is, let's just say that there are a lot of things I'm happy to bet on, but that would not be one of them.
So basically, the expert is saying that Sam just isn't important enough in this space to warrant that kind of treatment. And you know what? I think there's some truth to that. Now look at CZ. He got a pardon, but Binance is a completely different story. I mean, Trump definitely has some connections there, and I'm sure there's a lot of behind-the-scenes money flowing that we'll never know about. But Sam Bankman-Fried? I think it's highly unlikely he's going to get the same kind of treatment that CZ received. And honestly, I doubt his appeal is going to work either. Here's why. This guy cost a lot of people a massive amount of money. We're not just talking about crypto investors either. Even celebrities ended up having to pay undisclosed fines because of their involvement with FTX. The damage was absolutely widespread. And you know what? When all of this went down, it was literally the worst time to be in crypto. Everything looked hopeless. People were saying things like, "That's it. Crypto is finished. Pack it up. It's all over." But here's the thing. Even in those dark moments, I kept thinking to myself, this is going to bounce back. I just knew it in my gut. The technology was too strong. The potential was too massive for it all to just disappear. And look where we are today. We've not only recovered, we're reaching new heights that nobody thought were possible back then. It just goes to show you, sometimes the darkest moments come right before the biggest breakthroughs. U.S. sanctions North Korea's crypto network funding nuclear programs. All right, so we've got more sanctions news. The U.S. Treasury just hit North Korea's crypto network with some serious penalties. Now, they're not saying exactly which cryptocurrencies were involved, but we're talking about $3 billion in cryptocurrency that was allegedly being used to fund North Korea's nuclear weapons program. Here's the thing, though. They're absolutely going to get that money back, because here's what most people don't realize yet. Everything in crypto is tracked. You literally cannot hide transactions on the blockchain the way you can with cash under a mattress. People are slowly starting to wake up to just how transparent blockchain technology actually is. Every single transaction leaves a permanent digital fingerprint that can be traced back to its source. But you know what gets me? Stories like this only make headlines because they involve crypto. I guarantee you there's someone out there who really dislikes cryptocurrency pushing these stories to keep the anti-crypto narrative alive. Some people are still hoping for a complete crackdown, while others see crypto as pure innovation that needs to move forward. But here's what I love about our position as XRP holders. No matter what happens from here, we win. If they stick with the current traditional financial system, we get rich. If they transition to a fully digital system, we get rich. When AI continues to revolutionize everything, we still get rich. That's the beauty of being an XRP investor. You already know you're holding the future in your hands. And until that future fully arrives, just stay patient, stay positive, and let's build wealth together. All right, everyone. That's going to wrap up today's video. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching and being part of this incredible community. I truly appreciate all of you, and I'll catch you in the next one.